Hello everybody, welcome back to Retro Tech Toys. It's been a little while, and the reason being is because it was the holidays and because I built this new table so that I can do all these great cool projects that I've been wanting to do. And I had a tiny little room with a tiny little table, and I couldn't do any of that, but now I can. And you know, everything's not done yet, we're still working on it. I'm going to get some things hung up and we're going to finish the table. The table's not quite done yet, but hey, it's good enough, and we built this by hand, my wife and I did, and I'll probably show you a little bit of that too on this video after we do that. But what I want to do right now is talk about the Commodore 64, as usual. But it won't be the kind of Commodore 64 video you might be thinking it will be. Anyway, let's get started. As we all know, this is the Commodore 64. This is the original bread bin model, and of course, when I said I was going to do a Commodore 64 video, you probably thought I was going to do a video on this one, because I have the 1702 monitor and all that out. But you are wrong. I'm not going to do a video on this. I'm going to do a video on this, the C64 Mini. Now, why would I have the 1702 monitor out if I was going to do a video on the C64 Mini? Well, that's a very good question, and the answer is I want to take the C64 Mini, and instead of hooking it up to an HDMI monitor, which I also have out on my table, and you probably thought I was going to use it, instead, I want to hook it up to the 1702 monitor. So how are we going to do that? It's pretty simple, actually. So let's move this out of the way. As you see, we only have an HDMI jack back here. So how are we going to hook it up to the 1702? Well, that's very simple. This is called a mini HDMI to AV adapter. Basically, what this does is it takes an HDMI connection and it turns it into an AV connection. So you can hook it up to older televisions instead of an HD TV. Now, this is really handy for a lot of things. You know, you can use it on pretty much anything that has an HDMI connection, and I know a lot of these retro consoles do, and that's cool, I guess, but how do you play them on an older TV? That's always been a big problem. Well, here's the solution. You use this, and here's how you use it. You're going to take an HDMI cable, you're going to plug it in, and then we're going to take the C64 and we're going to plug the HDMI into the C64. And if I were a little smarter, I'd do it correctly. So here we go. So we have these two things. Now, is this going to work? We'll find out, I guess. Is it even going to look good because you're taking this digital connection and you're converting it? I don't know. Let's find out. I actually got this for really cheap at a used store that I go to. It's like a used media store. It's one of my favorite stores. You can probably get these on Amazon. I've seen them for $15 or $20. I got this one for a lot less than that. Anyway, let's get it plugged in. We're going to plug that in there. Okay. And we have to power this. So how are we going to power it? This is the cable I need. So make sure when you pick this up, you're going to plug it into the micro USB cable and make sure there's an NTSC and PAL switch if you have this same one. Make sure that yours is switched over to NTSC if you're in America. If you're overseas, it would be PAL, of course. For me, it's NTSC. All right, we're going to plug that in there. And then we're going to plug this end into a power adapter and then plug it into the wall. And we're also going to take the C64 and plug it into the wall. So I will be back when everything is connected. All right, so we've got everything hooked up here. We have the C64 hooked up and the light is powered on. Now, we could probably tuck all this back behind the TV if we wanted to, but that's not really a big deal right now. We're just testing this to see if it works. So we've got the light on. We've got everything hooked up. The joystick's hooked up. Let's turn the 1702 on and see what happens. Will it work? I hear sound. Let's see if it works. Look at that. That works beautifully. So as you can see, it pops up and we can go down here and we can even choose different display formats. So I've got to just put a North American to give that a shot. And it's not going to change anything here, but it'll change when you play the games. So let's play Avenger really quick. And there you go, it's working. And, North American looks a little weird, but that's okay. Why don't we go out of that and let's pick a different display. Let's do like CRT, or let's do Pixel Perfect CRT and see what happens. Alright. Let's try Avenger again. That looks pretty good to me. Yeah, it looks fine. But yeah, there are all sorts of different settings that you can try, and they all work differently. You know, there are European standards that you can set it to, North American standards, all sorts of good stuff. But yeah, it works. It works great. But anyway, this is so great because, you know, you could do something crazy like plug your PS4 into this thing and play it. Like, I don't know why you'd want to do that, but you could. And really quick, we'll go into C64 Basic. And we'll see what that looks like. Now, I don't have a keyboard. I don't want to use the virtual keyboard. But, you know, there you go. You're ready to do some programming. It looks awesome. But that's basically it. And like I said in the beginning of the video, I put this desk together with the help of my wife, of course. And, you know, we're getting a whole set built. And it's going to be really cool. We're going to do a lot of great videos coming up. And I've got like a couple clips of us going through the motions of, you know, buying the supplies yesterday and getting this set up. And building the table and all that. And I'll let you guys see some of that on the way out. That's all I have for today. This is your C64 Mini hooked up to a 1702 monitor. More videos coming really soon. Thanks for watching Retro Tech Toys. See you next time.
Oh yeah. You want to say hi at all?